Before I board my flight, I just want to remind you that our Seek Discomfort holiday drop is currently live on seekdiscomfort.com. I'm actually wearing it right now. And if you make a purchase of any size, either today, Sunday, as this video comes out, or tomorrow on Cyber Monday, we will be choosing one person today and one person tomorrow to join us next year for a Yes Theory episode. So go on seekdiscomfort.com right now and join the Seeker family. And now, time to board the flight.
Imagine a country tucked away from the rest of the world, hidden in the Himalayas, left to its own devices to develop in unique and incredible ways that made sense for not only its own culture, but also for its entire ecosystem. Some people claim that this country is the happiest in the world, and the last Shangri-La, and is in fact the only country in the world to be carbon negative, meaning it's producing 3 times more oxygen than it consumes. Meet the country of Bhutan. So what makes this place so special? Are the people there truly the happiest? And what have they understood about the environment that the rest of us haven't? Well, after a recent trip to India for an upcoming episode, I went on my second solo trip this month to visit this small country. Squeezed between the 2 most populated countries on the planet, the place is faced with lots of surrounding pressure. And so, with an open mind and lots of questions, let my 72-hour trip to the magical country of Bhutan begin. Hello.
That's Mount Everest right there.
Mount Buckle and 8,450 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bhutan.
Oh! Alright! This has got to be the most beautiful airport I've ever seen in my life. What? And even the freaking conveyor belt for our luggage is beautiful. So the thing about Bhutan is that you're not allowed to come here without an official tour guide assigned to you. And they hook you up with hotels, visas, transportation, which means that I have a guide waiting for me out here.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you? Fine?
Yes, great to meet you. Man, this is beautiful.
Like it?
Yeah. What was your name?
Funso.
Funsu.
Yeah.
Funsu.
Just a welcome scarf for you.
Thank you so much. Great. Wow, awesome.
Once again, welcome to Bhutan.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to explore and learn about how Bhutan is apparently the happiest country in the world, right? The main goal for today is to turn LP into the first Bhutanese vlogger. Here you go. It's your turn.
Yeah.
But first, what are we doing right now?
We're going in the Buddha statue. It's one of the largest sitting Buddha in the world. It's 210 feet. Okay?
Wow.
After exploring a few more iconic places in Bhutan, I felt amazed by the scenery. Yet I still had so many unanswered questions. Why do some call this place the happiest country? How does their society differ from any other place in the world? And just as these questions came to mind, my friend Kevin, who we had met in Thailand last year, heard that I was in Bhutan and had a connection to the perfect man to answer all of this, the ex-Prime Minister of Bhutan. And so, funnily enough, before beginning the hour-long drive over to his house to interview him, I was walking over to go get him a gift, and I noticed something strange.
I just went on a quick little walk, and as I'm walking around, I'm slowly starting to notice that this country has a weird obsession with penises. There's penises on a lot of different buildings. I've been like kind of seeing it and I was like, oh, that guy's got a penis on his house, and then kind of like not really think about it. And now as I've been walking around, I'm noticing this is not a coincidence or a one-off situation. People in Bhutan really like penises. Okay, so I have to ask you because I want to make sure I get that story on camera. What's the deal with all the penises on all the houses?
Yeah. To protect from the evil and the curse.
Does anybody find it funny, or is it always just seen that it's part of the culture?
Yeah, it's part of the culture. For us, it's used to it. The regional tourists, if they come, means they feel shy.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't talk much about that one.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, you learn something every day. So we are about to go meet the ex-Prime Minister of Bhutan, and we need to bring him a gift. I can't believe these freaking penises. It feels like such a juxtaposition next to all of these religious Buddha statues, and then there's just a whole bunch of cocks. What do you think? That one?
Not that one.
I don't know if I'm confident enough to bring a penis as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Which one would you recommend?
That one, yeah.
This one?
Those are the 4 doorways to heaven.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you so much. All right, now we gotta run.
And so, after getting the gift, we drove an hour to finally sit down with the ex-Prime Minister.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this on such a last second notice. I just want to start by asking you, for somebody who doesn't know the basics of the gross happiness income in Bhutan.
Gross national happiness.
Gross national happiness.
You really don't know.
Yeah, I know. I really don't know.
But gross national happiness is basically a development philosophy that acknowledges that economic growth is important.
Okay.
But that economic growth must not be mindless. It should also be sustainable, environmentally sustainable. And it also should be equally spread throughout society. Until recently, Bhutan was the only country in the world that's carbon neutral.
Okay.
And now Suriname is also carbon neutral. So they're 2 countries. But I mean, we have 195 countries in the world today. And to have 2 countries, and that to 2 small countries, just 2 countries that are carbon neutral is not acceptable.
Yeah, no.
In Bhutan, we sequester about 3 times more carbon dioxide than we emit as a nation. Traditional economists would have advised His Majesty the King to harvest the forest.
Yeah.
Yet he didn't, and all I can say is that he was way ahead of his times.
So some people say Bhutan is one of the happiest countries in the world. Do you feel like that's just like something outsiders say about Bhutan? Would you agree with that statement? Or
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah, it's something that outsiders say because they've heard about the development philosophy of gross national happiness, and there's a misunderstanding. People have just concluded that this must be the happiest country in the world. And yes, you may have noticed that we smile a lot, and when we smile from the depths of our soul. You know, who's to say that we are the happiest people? There are many societies, and some societies may be happier. Yet, we ought to be happy also, because the conditions of happiness are available in Bhutan. Free healthcare, free education, clean air, natural environment, there's the rule of law, justice. These are all in place.
What does Bhutan do that you think other countries could easily implement?
If there is something that we can share, is the importance of leadership. The world knows the importance of leadership, absolutely no doubt. But we have enjoyed the blessings of enlightened leaders, whether it is our monasteries or whether it's our wildlife, whether it is our tall mountains that are still unclimbed. Yeah, all of them ultimately is because of enlightened leadership. So we are a small country tucked away in the Himalayas, sandwiched between 2 huge giants, yet our culture is intact, our spirituality is intact. Economy is growing gradually, but sustainably, and all of this because of enlightened kings.
There's a lot of young people in the world that are anxious, are depressed. What do you think the world can learn about Bhutan's happiness? I guess making happiness a priority.
Firstly, youth all over the world are anxious. Bhutanese youth are anxious. I am anxious, but what makes it worse is because we are so connected now. Earlier, you're isolated in your own village. Urbanization came, and then the internet, and now like you're not in your cocoon, no? Too much information, too much emotions.
We're trying to create a platform for people to be able to connect, because I think connection is a big reason too. Because we think we're connected because we're on our phone, but we're not actually having the real connection in real life. Our goal soon is to build an app that can allow people to just go out and connect and find activities to do together.
Tinder does that, right?
Yeah, Tinder. Use Tinder?
No, I mean, our society is too small. You'd know every swipe.
Well, anyways, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I think the world will learn a lot from your wisdom, and I'm so grateful to have had time in Bhutan. I'm so grateful that
your wisdom, Thomas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a big hi from Bhutan to all your followers.
There you go. That was so good.
I'm so nervous. Anyway, thanks.
You got a picture?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you.
Look at me. Look at my face. I'm over blushed.
Man, he was such a kind and wise and generous human being. I'm blown away. Wow. So we're going
all the way up there. We're hiking straight up like a mountain, pretty much.
Yes, on the hill.
Okay, we are beginning the hike to Tiger's Nest, which is apparently one of the most holy places in all of Bhutan, but also apparently in all of Buddhism. The second Buddha, who's the one that popularized and spread Buddhism all over Asia, spent 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days meditating in the cave that's built right next to the temple. I'm out of breath, we barely started. We're super high up in elevation and we're about to go even higher. Is that it? Wow. We're climbing what?
3,100 meters.
Wow. Hi, buddy. Where is this guy coming from? Someone lost a horse or? Oh, there he is. That's pretty funny. That horse was trying to do the hike on its own today. We're about to peek over the hill. We're gonna get a solid first glimpse. It's beautiful. Apparently in Buddhism culture, when you go hiking, you wash away your sins. Good for the health, good for the body, good for the soul. Ah, we're getting so close. Look at this thing. There's just something in the air. It's like very hard to describe, but all of a sudden my heart just dropped. My God, this place is magical. For the last little stretch, we cannot bring any technology with us. You're not allowed to film inside. They consider them very holy places and they want to preserve them. You have to put on pants, you have to put on a shirt to cover your arms. I'm so freaking excited to go see what this place looks like. We just got out of Tiger's Nest and I just had one of the most intense spiritual moments I've ever experienced. I had a moment where closed my eyes and my grandpa passed away around this time of the year, about 4 years ago. I just had a moment where I felt like he was here and I felt like he would have loved experiencing this moment with me, but I know that somewhere around here he did. There's just something about this place that just leaves me so uncontrollably emotional. It felt like the sound was muffled around me. I was just so in awe and taken by the scenery and the beauty of this place. I feel extremely grateful right now to have experienced this moment.
After spending 3 days in Bhutan, I was blown away by what I had learned. But I also think it's safe to say that I only scratched the surface of understanding how this country truly operates. There's a surprising combination of cultural, political, and ecological factors that allows Bhutan to exist the way it does. Are people there truly the happiest? Well, I'm not sure, but what has given them that reputation in the past is this dedication to value the population's and the environment's overall well-being over blindly chasing financial gain. And that's the main learning lesson that I took away from this trip. That Bhutan's harmonious strategy between business and nature and unwillingness to compromise the health of its environment is what's allowed them to flourish the way they have. And so, as we think of our nature moving forward, maybe we should all keep a little bit of Bhutan in our hearts. We'll see you next week. I just want to end this video by giving a shout out to our friends in Beautiful Destinations who provided us with some of the drone footage and B-roll for this video. Click on the video right here to check out what they made in Bhutan. It's absolutely incredible and 100% worth watching.